Many people struggle with being disciplined. I have ADHD and I used to blame it for my struggle with discipline. I, like many others, thought that only individuals like David Goggins can stay disciplined. I used to identify me being late to meetings, me not finishing my daily tasks on time, me not doing my readings with my ADHD symptoms.
You're not reading your books now.
But what if I told you there's actually a science-backed way to improve your discipline despite whatever your struggle is with it? I actually kept trying to solve this question, and I finally came across a man named Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist and an associate professor at Stanford University, so you know this man is legit. I did the execution approach where I consumed a lot of Andrew's content around discipline and created an actionable way to build my own discipline. Let me take you through my transformative 30-day journey so far, where I destroyed some bad habits, created some new good ones with Andrew's evidence-based knowledge and actionable ways to apply that knowledge. For simplicity, I've actually divided his teachings into 6 different concepts with practical examples that I tried in my life, which you can try as well. And without further ado, let's get started. Principle number 1 is understanding neuroplasticity. I knew that in order to become disciplined, I had to create new neural pathways. So neuroplasticity is basically the brain's ability to rewire and change and adapt towards a new experience. In order to create that new neural pathway, I started small by committing to one new habit. I started reading 10 pages daily from a book called Atomic Habits. In order to adapt to this new experience, I stayed consistent with it and I read daily. This strengthened the neural pathway and made this a part of my lifestyle. And why did I choose a book called Atomic Habits? Well, what better way to build good habits than reading a book about building good habits? So I connected the teachings from Andrew Huberman and this book to build this good habit. My biggest takeaway from the book was that I used to identify myself as not being a reader. So this belief actually led to behaviors that would avoid reading. I would tell my family members I'm not a good reader, my friends, and I just didn't read because of that. However, now I identify myself as a reader and it's a far more enjoyable process. I don't find it a chore anymore. It broadens my perspective and I actually learn a lot from it. I'm already on my 3rd book now. Concept number 2 is understanding the role of dopamine. Huberman says that dopamine is not just about pleasure. It's actually crucial in motivation. And I set small and key here is achievable goals to keep my dopamine levels steady so that I stayed motivated. I set daily goals and celebrated them as small wins. These daily goals included something as small as reading 10 pages from my book or just meditating for 10 minutes a day. This created this positive feeling and positive loop where these behaviors just got so reinforced that they're a part of who I am now. I don't need to celebrate them anymore because the feeling I get after finishing these good habits is a celebration in itself. I remember actually Andrew Huberman talking about this where after his tasks are done, the feeling he gets is just unparalleled. And I think that's exactly what's happening with me right now, and I feel so excited for it because I don't even have to do some kind of dopamine detox. Principle number 3 is sleep and recovery. Adequate sleep is just so important to maintain that discipline you developed and also just for your brain functioning. Andrew Huberman actually emphasizes the crucial importance of adequate sleep for your brain health. I prioritize my sleep by optimizing my environment and also having a routine leading up to my sleep. So in terms of optimizing the sleep environment, I have dark shades that I invested in so that when I'm doing nights at the hospital as a nurse, I come back and I can still have a dark environment. I made sure I had a fan just so it has white noise in the back and also kind of makes the room really cold. And thirdly, I just do a routine with yoga nidra. So I do 10 minutes of yoga nidra and this really gets me in that sleepy kind of state. It induces sleep for me. And even Andrew Huberman is a big advocate of yoga nidra.
The practice that for me has really helped reduce stress and allowed me to fall asleep more easily and control my state of mind late in the evening is this practice that some people call yoga nidra, which literally means yoga sleep. And that practice of taking 20 or 30 minutes a day, and it doesn't have to be done every day, and lying down and doing a sort of body scan. It involves some long exhale breathing, which is very relaxing to the nervous system, and really allowing the mind to enter one of these pseudo sleep states.
So this has actually helped me stay disciplined and focused throughout the day. Whereas before I used to only sleep about 5 to 6 hours a day. Now I average about 7.5 to 9 hours a day. So basically that means I get about 5 to 6 cycles of sleep daily. And I think this is a miracle because as humans, we're not machines. We shouldn't be sleeping 5 to 6 hours. We need that rest. There's a reason through evolution and natural selection that sleep actually exists. So go get your sleep. Principle number 4 is attention and focus. Attention is a limited resource. Managing your attention is crucial for maintaining your discipline. And Andrew Huberman's techniques for improving your focus have been a game changer for me. Attention is where I struggle the most because of my ADHD. I put a lot of energy into searching from Andrew Huberman's techniques which ones work the best. And the 3 that work the best for me are, firstly, I just started putting my phone away before sleep and also before I got any work done. Because I used to get distracted by my phone a lot, and Andrew Huberman does this as well. So when I work, I put my phone in a different room, but when I'm actually about to sleep, I put my phone at the end of the room. And this has been a miracle for me. I don't get distracted anymore, because before, even if my phone was on Do Not Disturb, I still had access to it and I would use it. So the second thing I started doing is increasing my attention span. And I started doing that with just mindfulness and meditation. So I do about 20 minutes of meditation daily. So first thing when I get up is I do 10 minutes of Declutter the Mind on YouTube. And then right before bed, I do Yoga Nidra as well, as I talked about earlier. It really improved my focus. And the third thing I started doing is actually from Andrew Huberman's handbook, which is using sticky notes to remind yourself about the tasks that need to be done. So I literally put sticky notes on my laptop and right in front of me on the screen, just so I'm aware that this needs to be done, and I get to do this as well. So those are the 3 ways that I actually improve my attention to a point where I don't have to be reliant on medication anymore to treat my ADHD symptoms. And I'm so thankful for these techniques. So principle number 5 and 6, I will be talking about various behavioral tools and strategies. So firstly, we'll be talking about incremental progress. Secondly, we'll be talking about visualization. And thirdly, just reward systems. So what do I mean by incremental progress? Incremental progress is basically breaking down the habit that you're trying to build into smaller, manageable tasks. Like I talked about earlier, they have to be achievable, right? Don't make these goals too hard for yourself. So once you have made them achievable, the second thing you can do is actually visualize them. So basically visualize yourself doing the task. This actually connects those neural pathways that you have already created and makes them a little bit stronger. So it feels like the task that you're about to do has already been done. And when do I usually visualize? I visualize in the morning. If I feel like I'm a bit tired still, I visualize the whole day instead of getting on my phone first thing. So I visualize exactly what I have to do throughout the day. And it seems like this works because it makes the day already done so that it becomes a lot easier the second time I do it. And then if visualizing the day did not build that momentum that I would like, I actually start using reward systems as well. So in terms of reward system, whenever I got a task done, I would connect it with something that I love to do. So for instance, I love shooting the basketball around. So if once I got my 20 pages of reading done, I would just go outside and go shoot around. And this kept building that momentum that I want on a tiring day. And it led to more discipline for myself. So by understanding neuroplasticity, leveraging your dopamine, managing your stress, and ensuring you get adequate sleep with increased focus will all help towards building that discipline you want, just like it helped me. So if you like that video, please subscribe and share with friends and family so that I can continue making more videos like this. And also comment in the sections below with your thoughts and your feelings and let me know if there's something that I missed or something that I can improve on. Thank you so much for your time.